Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Magesh Tunakarasu. I'm so glad to be back here and so good to see you all now after a long time. I think last time we talked about diabetes mellitus, right? In the last video we discussed about the definition of diabetes, causes and risk factors, and what are the symptoms that mainly people come in with to medical officers. So in this video we're going to be talking about how you diagnose diabetes mellitus, and once you're diagnosed with diabetes mellitus, and how you can manage, for example, normal person to diabetes, and there is an intermediate stage, and what are the complications. That's what we are going to be talking about in this video. So please make sure you watch this video. All right, and if you have liked this video, just go ahead and hit the subscription button, and please do like it or leave a comment down below. Okay, let's get in there, my friends. How to diagnose diabetes mellitus type 2 or diabetes type 1? It's easy way of diagnosing diabetes mellitus. It's about checking your fasting blood glucose. If your blood glucose is more than, you have to be on fasting for fasting blood glucose. If one value of fasting blood glucose more than 126 or 7 millimole per liter, it is diabetes mellitus. There is no other go. If a person, not a person actually, if I have a fasting blood sugar one value of 126 or more than 126, I'm diabetic. That's it. I've been diagnosed with diabetes. And there is another way. There's random blood glucose. Random blood glucose means you check your blood glucose at any given point in time. Doesn't matter whether you have eaten or not eaten. Doesn't matter, before lunch or after lunch, before dinner or whatever, doesn't matter. But when you check your random blood glucose 2 times, not just 1 time, 2 times, and you should have symptoms. Okay, you check your random blood glucose and it comes out 200 or more than 200 milligram per deciliter or 11.1 millimole per liter. If you have one of these two values, more than 200 milligram per deciliter or more than 11.1 millimole per liter. If you have one of these two values 2 times, not just 1 time, it is diabetes. Okay. Next, if my HbA1c, for HbA1c I don't have to fast. I can get this HbA1c anytime. For HbA1c value is more than 6.5% on 2 different occasions, then it is diabetes. Okay, so normal blood glucose, if I'm getting my fasting blood glucose, it has to be below 100. That is normal. 126, more than 126 is diabetes. In between 100 and 125 is I'm sitting on the fence, or I'm in a borderline. It is an impaired fasting glucose state. I can become a diabetic very sooner, or I can become a normal person if I go on some diet modifications and lifestyle modification. Okay, that's most important thing. And random blood glucose value, it should be 140, less than 140, it is normal. Okay, and between 140 and 80 is impaired. Okay, it's not okay. And more than 200 is diabetes, as I said. For example, my fasting blood glucose value is 114. I'm not a diabetic, I'm not a normal person either, but I'm in the middle. I can become a diabetic anytime, like after 6 months or after 1 year. Okay, so if you're like 99, it's safe, or if you're like 98, you're fine, you're a normal person. Anything between 100 and 125, you are in the borderline. You are not a diabetic yet, and you have to be working harder to become a normal person. Okay, this is all about diagnosis of diabetes mellitus. Once you are diagnosed with diabetes, or you are in the borderline, which is impaired fasting glucose, okay, what can you do to reverse your borderline state to a normal state? Or what can you do if you are a diabetic, like just light diabetes means diabetes confirmed, okay? You are like not too bad, just recently diagnosed. What can you do to control your diabetic mellitus? There are several things. If you are in a borderline, if you are in an impaired fasting blood glucose state, you are not diabetic yet, you have to change a lot of things right from your lifestyle. When it comes to lifestyle modification, there are several things. There are some things that you cannot change, like your genes cannot be changed, your age cannot be changed, but what you can change is your lifestyle modifications, right? And when I talk about lifestyle modification, it includes diet, exercise, weight, water, everything. When it comes to diet, try to avoid processed food items or saturated fatty items, okay? Go for whole grains. Eat more fruits, vegetables, whole grains, okay? And try to lose at least 7 to 10% of your weight if you are in the obese category or overweight category, okay? And you should at least work yourself up, like exercise. You don't have to hit the gym, lift weights and beef up your muscles. You just go for normal jogging or walking at least 150 minutes a week, which means 25 to 30 minutes for 5 days a week. You can take 2 days a week break. That's okay, not a problem. So go for a walk. Just take your partner, your spouse or your son or whoever your next door person, you take along and just go for a walk. You talk to them and you have a chit chat with them, right? And diet, as I mentioned, you should cut down your excess calories, like which means like added sugar agents or sweets and all this thing you have to cut down. Go for fruits that are low glycemic index fruits, like apricots, pears, peaches, and grapefruits. All these fruits have low glycemic index. Some fruits like mangoes, if you are eating a mango, I don't think you will be eating only half a slice of mango. Obviously you will be eating like a whole mango, right? Because it's too yummy, too delicious. That's why doctors advise mangoes are not okay for diabetes. Mango can be eaten, but everything in a limited amount, okay? And then when I talked about weight management, your BMI should be below 25. So in order to keep your BMI between 19 and 25, you have to have normal body weight. For that you need to lose some weight, like extra fatty layers, like your tummy, your buttocks, everything, right? You have to lose some weight. For that you have to be on your diet and everything. Water, you have to drink adequate water. That's most important thing. Many people don't drink enough water. They just drink whenever they get a chance. Obviously you have to drink enough water, minimum like 2.5 to 3.5 liters a day, including tea, coffee, or buttermilk, yogurt, and that's all, okay? And get some adequate good sleep, like 6 to 8 hours of sleep. So we have talked about this diagnosis and how you can manage yourself from intermediate stage to normal stage, okay? But unfortunately you have been diagnosed with diabetes mellitus. What you can do and how you can manage diabetes? Okay, I went to see my doctor. Whether I don't know whether I have symptoms or don't have symptoms. I had my blood sugar checked. It says like 128. Dr. Mahesh's fasting blood sugar is 128. Oh my God, I'm so surprised. What can I do now? Do I really have to go eating these tablets twice a day or once a day, or eating before food or after food? Do I have to really do all that? If you're a determined person, you can really go on a diet modification. That's the first step. That's the best first step for diabetes control, diet modifications. If your blood sugar is like only like 126, 128, 130, 130, if you're such a determined person that you can do this, yes, I can do this, yes, we can do. If you have that kind of person, you can really go on a diet modification and do something about what I just mentioned: diet, exercise, weight management, and stress level reduction. And when I say diet, it includes the salt, oil, sugar, and fruits, vegetables, nuts, everything, legumes, everything. You have to eat healthy in order to get yourself reverse back to your normal state. When do you need tablets for, or when do you need insulin for diabetes? We're going to be talking about this in our next session. So until then, it's Dr. Mahesh signing off. Bye bye guys.